With all our hearts, we pray and ask, God bless Anambra, God bless the shining light that we bear. We're the only ones to make her brighter, the only ones to make her better, the only one.
Obiano,
We're here this morning for you to inaugurate the Disability Rights Commission, which is established by the law that was passed in 2018. But before we do that, it might be helpful to actually take a bit of talk on what His Excellency meant in Anambra when it took over in 2014. Your Excellency, we are joining with the Disability community, stretches back as far as I can remember to the first day school we had in the chamber back in 2014. And I had come to school and reported to you that there was someone I saw in the gutter, clearly not a mad person, but someone who probably looked destitute. And you were moved by that and immediately asked the then Commissioner for Women Affairs to ensure that that person is rescued and see what is happening there. And that subsequently led to the establishment of mental health institution. Subsequently, you realized that the special school at Isulo had become a place that people with disability of all sorts got stopped. That people had finished primary schools and were repeating primary school again. And that facility was in a mess. We sent some of us to go there, we looked at it, and we set out to work trying to fix the place. And subsequently, other things followed. You directed that the state civil service should employ every person with disability who has up to, I believe, GCSE or so. And we today have about 400 of them employed in the civil service. In addition, I believe this state must be very proud to have 3 permanent secretaries who are from that disability community. And we have a young man here who is communicating with the deaf. We employed 5 of such people, and they are seen everywhere at state functions, even in churches sometimes. Your Excellency, you have shown that you want the welfare of every person living in Anambra State. The disability community requires only three things. One is protection from discrimination, harassment, and what have you. And you have made sure that that is included in this law that you passed in 2018. Inclusion, because for a very long time, the community was excluded from even the activities of government. I recall that back in 2019, we ensured that the Christmas carol of the state, that they were part and parcel of that, the 9. So we make sure that they are included in the activities of government. But I think the most important thing for them is empowerment, economic liberation, because that is what makes a human being what a human being is. You have empowered them. Like I've already said, you've employed about 400 of our brothers and sisters living with disability. In collaboration with all this, Her Excellency, your wife, Chief Dr. Obiano, has also complemented a lot of the work you are doing through her cafe initiative. I know that she has continued to provide official names, wheelchairs and what have you to a group, a section of the disability group. I have told in the Exco Chamber the story of a man who was actually broken. His wife had died in the process, he lost his leg. And he had come to my office broken. But Her Excellency gave him back hope, gave him back a kind of leg and encouraged him. He's now a man going about his life, providing for his family. Your Excellency, among us here are people who have actually helped in that journey. You are Special Advisor on Disability Matter. He's a champion of this group. And I think without him, many things may not have come this far. And we must thank him. You have, I can see her there, Josephine Honor from Roland. She's one of those that have pushed a lot of the things the disability community have done. I'm quite a member of other things. Your Excellency, it is right that the work and the journey you started with the Disability Community 2014, that you see through today by inaugurating this commission, which will now be the focal point that will take the matters forward. You are Special Advisor in the transition, you are Special Advisor Barrister Ezeuzie at the Transition Committee level 2 weeks ago. He charged them to ensure that this work continues. And because we have people from other states, he challenged them to go back to their states, Imo, Abia, Enugu, Delta, and the rest of them, and do what you have done in Anambra State. Your Excellency, this is one of those, I will call it soft legacies that are very often not seen. And we are happy that today you are inaugurating this commission, which is established by the Disability Rights Law, which was passed in 2018, I think October 2018. It has taken the tenacity of Ezeuzie for us to get to this point today. Your Excellency, we thank you for the work you've done for the disability community.
I am happy today to be inaugurating this all-important board, if you will, to take care of the less privileged. I'll read out, before I call them up for the inauguration, I'll read out what this commission is charged to do. Constitution of Anambra State Disability Rights Commission. 1. To implement government policies in the law in line with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability and all other disability matters. 2. Issuance of guidelines for education and social development and welfare of persons living with disabilities. 3. Issuance of direction and guidelines to special schools for persons living with disability. 4. Issuance of direction and guidelines on all manner disability preventive and curative exercises. Collaboration with relevant ministries, parastatals, or corporate bodies, issuing codes and directives for structural design and building so as to make them accessible to and usable by persons living with disabilities. And finally, any other functions as stipulated in sections 12A to U of Anambra State Disability Rights Laws of 2018. On this note, I would like the people, first, as you know, the chairman of this commission is Barrister Chuf Ezewuzie, who is currently my special advisor on disability matters. I'll ask that all the people to be inaugurated stand up if you can. By the powers vested on me as the governor of Anambra State, you are hereby inaugurated. Thank you. Please sit down.
Gentlemen of the press, those that make our voice heard, thank you all for being here today. Ladies and gentlemen, your honor, the SFG has already enumerated just very few number of the great achievements His Excellency has made for the disability community for the past 8 years. And may I have the privilege to correct Shadrach. You said when he started for the past 8 years. No, he's been doing this with his wife long before they came into politics. Long before they even knew they were going to be in government. The passion to change the life of persons with disability is innate in the Obiano family. It's something coming to politics is only an opportunity to extend what they have been doing all along. And I dare to say that it's going to continue even after March 17, because I know that to be a fact. Your Excellency, what you are doing today is a consolidation of 8 years of achievement for the disability community. What you said at the beginning is true today. You said by the time you leave office, people will come to Anambra State to copy how to take care of persons with disabilities. That reminds me of the discussion you and I had in New York when you enumerated the things you had passion for the disability community, and you have fulfilled every single promise that you made, Your Excellency. Not one did you leave undone. And instead, you have done over and above all we discussed. And today, by constituting the Disability Rights Commission, you consolidate the achievements of the past 8 years. And the establishment of the Disability Rights Commission is a way to guarantee that what you have done for persons with disability in Anambra State will continue after you leave office. Your Excellency, there is no other way to have done that than to pass a legislation that encapsulates and codifies your vision for of persons with disability. When you appended your signature to that Disability Rights Law 2018, what you said is what I have done will be beyond my administration. And thank you for presenting Professor Sisi Soludo to us as a person that will continue this work. And we thank you because the success of a predecessor is largely determined by the success of his successor. So, your success will be pronounced long after you are gone. You have written your name in gold. And what you have done again today is a consolidation of that. Permit me, sir, to please appreciate Lady Indidimezwe, who on behalf of your wife goes around the streets of Anambra State picking people with mental disability, the people that are not seen. Because when you look around the hall now, there's probably not one of them here, but the forgotten, you remember. You said they send them to that institution, Your Excellency, where you send your salary. Not many people know this. Where you send your salary for the upkeep of the inmates. People, nobody can speak for them, but you speak for them. Your wife speaks for them. And on behalf of your wife, the digital commissioner, will call her, goes around and shares the May I also appreciate Your Excellency, your principal secretary, whose passion for persons with disability can only be compared to yours. He, on his own initiative, decided to let us know that death can save. And that is why you talk about the nine carol, and the jingles are still around the world today. Anambra deaf community singing. And you did this, Your Excellency. People say that nobody wants to know how much you know until they know how much you care. You demonstrated your care to the disability community when you opened the Governor's Lodge in 2017 and fed thousands of them and told them, I care about you. Your Excellency, before the 2000 election for your second term, you received the disability community in your living room, in your parlor at Glary. You ate with them, you dined with them. After you received them, your aides say, let's take them to a hall now where we will give them food. You say, no, let them sit here and eat with the governor. That's what you did. I will, if I continue to enumerate the things you did for this community, we will need another 8 years to recount. But Your Excellency, we just want to thank you. I trust that William Okoye, your principal secretary, and indeed all other commissioners and all other principals and our colleagues in EXCO, who now think of the disability community in their respective programs, that they will continue even after we are all out of office, that this is a lifelong duty. And in your consecutive budget speech, you have said that your social intervention must include doing, helping them to do for themselves those things that other people do for them. Your Excellency, that is the spirit, and that is the very thing that the disability community yearns for. When SG was mentioning, he talked about the pie. I call it pie. P-I-E, protection, inclusion, and empowerment. I always say, are you eating the disability pie? Because that's how I started when you invited me. I studied the need in their community, and we presented to you, and you have addressed each and every one of them. And what we are concerned with now is how this will continue. and what we are doing now is a guarantee that it will continue.
Thank you for empowering us to go forth in this mission. I present to you
The members now have is a compilation of the enabling law. It contains the Anambra State